My old friend David Bossie joins us. He, the head of Citizens United, famous for bringing the First Amendment back to life at the Supreme Court. And now he's got a brand new movie out, Trump's Rescue Mission. It's available at salemnow.com. Good morning, David. How are you?
I'm great, sir. How are you this morning?
I am terrific. First, I want to play my congratulatory music for you because you destroyed the debate commission. And you and I have been on that mission for a long time, but you got it done. Do you think they are ever going to reassemble like the Avengers, or are they gone?
Hugh, we have to hope, all conservatives have to hope that presidential debate commission is gone and gone for good, but we will have to be dedicated to it. You and I and many others are going to have to take the next couple of years. Look, it took me 3 years as a mission, as you well know, to methodically dismantle them. They were so biased, so corrupt, that it had to be done. But let's not forget these people. I don't mean to disparage them, but they're like the old adage, like cockroaches. They just will come back again and again and again. We have to get rid of this biased commission who leans heavily against whoever the Republican nominee is, not just Donald Trump, but for nominees prior. But they really, really hated and had it in for Donald Trump from 2016, 2020, and again this year. It was seen and it was so obvious. So I'm proud to have been, a component, a small part of getting rid of it.
Now, I can't tell people the whole anecdote because it occurred in an off-the-record meeting when the RNC was entertaining debate pitches. David Bossie had the single funniest line I've ever heard given impromptu, which was, "Objects may be closer than they appear in your back mirror." And everyone in the room broke up. Well, here's what may be closer than it appears: the destruction of legacy media. I do think they have blown themselves up, David. Do you agree with me?
I certainly agree and hope that that's the case. The part of destroying the debate commission was part of the cause. That was part of what we were attempting to do, to educate the American people about the corruption of the biased mainstream media. The three networks that for the last 75 years have really ruled American politics and the American way that we get information. That's over, and it's because of people like yourself and many others who are taking on this new media and the conservative media that really were able to succeed.
Now, David Bossie, tell us about Trump's rescue mission, because all the movies that Citizens United make have a purpose to educate, inform, and perhaps persuade. What is Trump's rescue mission about? And people can go and watch it at salemnow.com, salemnow.com.
Yeah, Hugh, thanks. Trump's rescue mission, Saving America, it's exactly what the title entails. We describe, outline in depth the policy position, whether it is foreign policy, the economy, border and immigration, and we dismantle Kamala Harris's left-wing ideology and her record, and using her own words, juxtaposed to the 4 years of peace and prosperity brought to you by President Donald Trump. So we had to actually make 2 movies this year. We made one that was solely focused on Joe Biden. And when the coup happened, when the coup happened at the convention and they pulled the rug out from under Uncle Joe, we had to pivot. And in very short order, my team we actually made an entirely new film in just about a month. It was an unbelievable undertaking, but an important one. So I hope people will go to salemnow.com and watch this movie. It is imperative that you not only watch it yourself, you show it to your friends, your family, and your neighbors. It is easily sent around. It is incredibly inexpensive. I would give it away if I could. Legally, I would give it away, but I can't. So people just need to watch it and send it to their friends and neighbors who may not be on the Trump bandwagon, but are desperately concerned about the future of America, about the future of hope, growth, and opportunity, as our friend Jack Kemp used to say. and what our future generations have to look forward to. I'm deeply concerned for my children and grandchildren, and
Well,
so
my
that's
sixth
why
grandchild arrived last week, and so I do worry more about them than I do about me. David, you've been around a while. I've been around a while. Mark Levin has been around a while. We know everybody in politics, but I have never seen some things that I have seen this cycle. I have never seen as bad a candidate as Kamala Harris. I mean, I think she's the worst candidate. And I go back to 1976, Jerry Ford and Jimmy Carter. I think of all those elections and all those candidates, she is the least articulate, least persuasive, least high Q. What do you think as a
that's
professional, not as a Republican?
I,
Am I wrong?
yeah, you are so not wrong, Hugh. This woman, it's disappointing that this country is so divided and that the media for the last 8-9 years have tried to destroy and dismantle Donald Trump, that they hate Donald Trump more than they love this country, that they would even allow somebody like this to be the main nominee for a one of the two major parties. She is so unfit, ill prepared, unprepared to be the commander in chief on day one. Donald Trump, juxtaposed to that, is ready. He has done it. He can do it again. The first minute of the first day, she is if you just watch the painful friendly interviews on The View, on Colbert, on the ones that she'll go on, it is devastating to watch the word soup, salad, sandwich that she does on a minute to minute basis, not just once in a while. She has no capacity. She does not understand the important issues, and America should fear. To be candid,
Yeah,
they
now,
should
David
fear.
Bossie, if I say to you, Gerald Ford, there is no Soviet domination of Europe. If I say to you, Michael Dukakis and tank. If I say to you, George H.W. Bush, look at his watch. If I say to you, uh, um, Mitt Romney, 47% are binders of women. We instantly know what those moments are. I want to play for you. I think it's going in that category, cut number 2.
Well, if anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of.
Bossie, am I right? Is it in the category of Dukakis in the tank?
It certainly is, and the other one is, what's the difference when Colbert asked her what's the difference, and she said, well, I'm not Joe Biden. I mean, obviously that's true, and she just is so immature in her answers, in her dialogue, in the context that she puts these answers. You're exactly right, and I will just say, Hugh, I don't believe necessarily that moment has happened yet. We have so much more time in this campaign that she may not have delivered her dumbest line yet.
All right, now David Bossie again. I'm gonna ask you to stay through the break so I can make it 2 segments out of this, but I want to set up the question. I'm up in Maine. I come back to the Beltway next week, and Maine
I'm
is
sorry.
one market. Portland. I know. I'm sorry to do it, but I have to do it for the election. Hulu is, of course, a Roku channel. She is advertising in Portland in order to reach northern New Hampshire. Kamala Harris is again and again and again. If we watch Slow Horses, if we watch Murders in the Building, no matter what, we see Kamala Harris. What does that tell you if she's advertising up here?
Yeah, Hugh, and let me just tell you, I live in Montgomery County, Maryland, right outside the Beltway. Maryland is plus 30 in the Harris column. She's advertising here. Why? Because she has to be advertising in Virginia. She has to buy the market and waste enormous amounts of resources in D.C. and in Maryland, which are going to go to her in 100%. But she's worried about Virginia, Hugh. So she's worried about New Hampshire. She is worried about Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania. I truly believe the path to 270. Maybe we could go into that in the next segment. I helped develop the path to 270 in the 2016 campaign. Steve Bannon, Kellyanne Conway, and I ran that campaign, and I got to tell you, this is looking very promising.
David Bossie of Citizens United, his brand new movie is Trump's Rescue Mission. It's available at salemnow.com. All right, David, put on your path to 270 hat. How does Trump win this? Where does he win it? And give us a couple of variations from maybe the easiest way to win to the most, inside straight.
Yeah, which we drew the inside straight in 2016. Let's make no bones about it. We ran an error-free campaign in 2016 in that last 30 days, and Hillary did not. She was befuddled with problem after problem. Donald Trump ran an incredible campaign and did well in the debates. This year, I truly believe in whiplash. I believe that Arizona and Georgia in an easier way, but both of those states are whipping back to Donald Trump because they see what they have done. They see what the 4 years of a Biden administration has meant to them in their state. So I personally believe North Carolina, even with the problems of the hurricane and the voting, is going to go back into Donald Trump's column. We're going to win North Carolina. We're going to win Georgia and Arizona. Once you do that, you really, to be honest with you, Hugh, need to win one of either Pennsylvania, Michigan, or Wisconsin, and you get to well above 270. You're at 280, 281, 282, 278, but you only need 270. And I think that is the most reasonable way that he gets to 270. I will just posit to you that this could go much bigger. That Donald Trump is running a campaign right now that is running on all cylinders. He is bringing out crowds. He has had an incredible run since J.D. Vance's incredible debate performance, to be honest with you. Every minute of every day since he has been on offense, he has been running, and they've had to deal with hurricanes and other problems. Some of it's the good things that Donald Trump's doing, and some of it's just plain good luck. And you need both of those things to win a presidential campaign these days. But I will tell you, Virginia, Michigan are within reach. They're above, they're outside the margin of error in polling right now. They're 3, 4, 5 points Harris leads, but they are gettable. Minnesota is right on the heels of that, but also Oregon. No one is paying attention to Oregon. In my opinion,
First I've heard that.
Oregon is closer than anyone thinks. That is a red state dominated by one population center. And that population center has been decimated by Antifa and other organizations who have decimated that city and that state. Those people are ready for a change.
So David, I want to get one more question in. Can I keep you one more segment? Okay,
yeah.
So during the break, head over to salemnow.com, get David's new movie, Trump's Rescue Mission. Citizens United always comes through in this cycle, and they came through again. It's over at salemnow.com. Watch it, share it, send it, tell people about Trump's Rescue Mission by David Bossie and his friends at Citizens United. David Bossie has got a brand new film out from Citizens United entitled Trump's Rescue Mission. You can see it at salemnow.com. David, here's my question. On Monday, the former president was gracious enough to return to the program. I had asked if he wouldn't join me on the anniversary of the massacre in Israel, and he was happy to do so, and we talked for a half hour. It is clear to me that if you're a supporter of Israel, I'm not Jewish, and I think there are many, many strong supporters of Israel who are not Jewish. If you are a supporter of Israel, Jewish or not Jewish, you're going to vote for Trump in this election. But what I asked him, what I want to ask you, the Arab American Institute polls Michigan, and the Arab American vote in Michigan is 42 Trump, 41 Harris. I'm surprised by that. I asked the former president, why is that? He said, people want peace. Why do you think it's 42-41?
Well, there's several reasons. One of them, if you look and study this, I believe that the Muslim population is very unhappy. They can never be happy with the Harris-Biden administration's tacit support of Israel from their worldview. From conservatives and people who support Israel, they have not done enough. They have tried to weave this pathway to appease the Muslim American population, voting population, in some of these key battleground states. But then again, they have to keep Israel as an ally. And I think that anything that they do to make it look like America supports Israel is, in effect, a no vote from the Muslim community. That's why if it's split 40, 40, 42, 42, that's a huge win for Donald Trump. And that's why Michigan, to be honest with you, that's why Michigan is deadly close for the former president.
When he says they want peace, I hear him say they saw the Abraham Accords, they saw the UAE and Bahrain and Morocco, and pretty close to completion Saudi Arabia. Peace was breaking out, as was trade and a flowering of the Middle East, until Hamas invaded Israel a year and a week ago. And the consequences of that have been disastrous for everyone. I always believe voters are smart, David. I know you believe that too. I think Arab Americans, like Jewish Americans, and like just American Americans of all sorts, just want a stable world. And this clown car of administration cannot deliver it.
Hugh, let's not forget, there are plenty of people who come here for the wrong reasons. But the vast majority of citizens who come here legally, come here for the right reason. They want the American dream. They want a shot at the American dream. My Italian ancestors did the same thing. Yours did the same thing. It is what historically has made America great, but they got to do it legally. And folks who come here who want the American dream, the shot at the American dream, don't want war around the world, because it's a destabilizing force, not only for their families that have been left behind, but for their futures here in America. So I totally agree with you. And the president's exactly right. They want peace.
On that note, David Bossie, thank you. Trump's rescue mission is available at salemnow.com. Keep coming back, David. Keep doing your great work. Boy, he took apart the debate commission, and my hat is off to him for doing so. But more than that, he's been helpful at the RNC for 4 years. Nobody really wants to do the job that David agreed to do. Nobody wants that job, and David did it. Thank you, David. And salemnow.com is where you go.